knows which lawyer you should choose. Other lawyers know. They've invited Gary C. Johnson to teach his method of judo law in Denver, Atlanta, New Orleans, and across the nation. Gary used judo law to set the record for the largest personal injury verdict in the history of Kentucky. Now, which lawyer should you choose? The choice is clear. Gary C. Johnson. Dial pound HURT. This is an advertisement.
If you're hurt, injured, don't waste time. Gary Johnson tries for every dime.
Welcome to Simply the Law, a program created by attorney Gary C. Johnson. Simply the Law provides free legal advice and encourages happiness and quality of life. Now, here's Simply the Law with Gary C. Johnson. Hello, everyone. Welcome into Simply the Law. I'm Keith Casebolt and the creator of this program, my dear friend, Gary C. Johnson.
Isn't it a wonderful life? How you guys and gals doing out there anyhow, huh? I hope you're not criticizing, condemning, and complaining, not taking anything personal, not assuming anything, and to the best of your ability, you're being impeccable with the word, understanding how difficult it is. And you're only doing the best you can do without worrying about the best someone else is doing, right? You're doing all of those things. So now we can move on to a little bit about what we're going to talk about tonight. Okay, guys, gals, talk to you about gratitude and gifts and doing things for people. How many of you, when you do something for someone, expect gratitude? Keith just raised his hand up.
Well, I'm trying to be the honest one, okay? We may all say, oh, no, I did it out of the goodness of my heart. But boy, when you don't get that thank you, or you don't get that look in the eyes, or the hug, or the pat on the back, you tend to get your little bitty feelings hurt.
That's true. So when you give a gift from here on out, my friends, don't expect anything in return, not even a thank you. Now, if you get a thank you, wonderful. If somebody wants to get you a gift back, that's wonderful. But don't expect it. And don't have any resentment if you don't get it, because when you give a gift, it should come from your heart. And it should be given freely without anything attached to it, even gratitude. Now think about that.
Now, you know, my friend, look, you started this out with all the things that we're trying to do, not criticize, condemn, and complain, and now you're asking us to take on the not expecting gratitude when we've gone out of our way to do something nice for somebody?
And my friends that are watching, raise your hand. How many of you have ever given a gift that you didn't expect something in return? Either a thank you or something. Think about it. Then think, well, was it a true gift? It was a transaction rather than a gift if you expected anything in return, right? It was a contract you were trying to enter into, even though the other person might not want to be in the contract. They didn't come up and say, let's make a deal, I'll give you a gift or you give me a gift, right?
Yeah.
Or if you'll give me a gift, I'll be really thankful and grateful and suck up to you, okay?
Or you owe me. You owe me, right?
Or you owe me. Now they've given me a gift, and now our debt's owed to me. So you're tagging things to gifts that should never be tagged to gifts if it's a true gift. Now, it's sort of like being impeccable with the word. That sure I'm giving you is really difficult. But the next time you do a gift, or the next time you do something for someone, try your best to not tag it to anything other than the goodness from your heart that made you want to do it for yourself only. Period.
I'm glad you pointed that out, because I'm sure a lot of people are saying, now wait a minute, if we can't expect gratitude and we can't get anything out of it, what's the use in giving a gift for anybody?
It's for yourself. You're giving it for you. You're sharing. You're reaching out. You're giving gifts for yourself. And guess what? That's the most satisfaction you'll ever get. When you understand that the reason you're giving it is for you and to make things better for the person that you're giving it to, or you're reaching out and giving a helping hand. Makes you feel good, I promise you. And that's all you should ever expect. Do not tag and burden that person with having to come back to you with gratitude or anything else when you give that gift. Then it's a pure gift.
I want you to expand on that. It's okay for us to feel good about doing something for somebody. It's okay for us to get that good feeling. You're just saying we should never burden the person that we did the gift for to give us all of this gratitude so that we can feel that way.
You won't give a gift if you're not going to feel good about it. There's no reason to, right? You do want to feel good about it. You want to feel like you're contributing, like you're doing something worthwhile. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with that. You're giving the gift for you. You're not giving it for what you're going to get in return from the other person. It has to come from inside you. That's the point I'm making. I hope I'm getting through to you folks. It's going to be difficult.
Oh, it's hard to do.
I'm not giving you an easy job to do here. It is extremely difficult.
You talked about this on the radio program one time, and a friend of ours that you know came up to me and said, well, you can tell Gary that I gave a gift, I did something good, and I didn't expect any gratitude for it. I was able to do it. I said, what'd you do? He said some little old ladies were selling cookbooks in front of the grocery store, and they hadn't sold one all day, and I bought all of their books so they could make the money and go home. I said, well, that's great. I said, did you tell anybody about it? He said, oh yeah, I went home and told the wife. And he said, she hugged me and told me how proud of me she was. And he said, oh, wait a minute. I did expect gratitude. He said, I didn't do it. He even thought he had done it, but still he went home to tell the wife how good he had been that day. It's really hard to do.
It's hard. Try it, my friends. You will find it extremely difficult to do. Once you reach the point to where you can, it'll be an eye-opener to you. I promise you, it will. The other thing I want to talk about is self-worth. Now, what do I mean about that? This has been bothering me for several days now. Why I need to talk to you about this. And I am convinced that there's some friends out there, or at least one, that isn't feeling very worthy right now. And probably may be beat down to almost nothing. Because you can't do anything, you don't know how to do anything, life has come down on you, it's all caving in on you. But guess what, my friend that's watching? You can do something better than 10,000 other people. There's studies out there that show that. There is something you can do better than 10,000 other people. Now, what is it? Have you squandered it? Have you ignored it? Because it comes so easy for you, you just assumed everybody else had it, and you didn't pay any attention to that thing you have that is better than 10,000 other people. Now, had you listened to your instincts and accepted the thing that you are better at than 10,000 other people, you would not be feeling the way you're feeling right now. You would understand how important you are. You would understand how bad society needs the thing you have been given, and you would then use it. So I guess what I'm saying to you is, if you can't pull yourself up to use that one thing that you have been given, that you're better than 10,000 other people, do it for the rest of us. Because it was meant for you to use that gift, that thing you have, for the benefit of everyone out here. in society.
I've got to ask you a question. Why is it so difficult for us? Why do we overlook the gift that we have been given while we're chasing other gifts? As you've told us before, you wanted to be a musician and you wanted to be an artist. It wasn't your gift. Your gift was to be a lawyer and an attorney and to see things and cases that other people can't see. That was your gift. Why do we overlook the natural God-given gift that we're given?
I really believe that people overlook the thing that they were given, and it may not be any big deal, simply because it comes so easy for you. That you then look elsewhere at what other people's gifts are and wonder why you didn't have those gifts. And you're mad and you're angry and you're frustrated and you're put down because you didn't have the gifts that other people have. Well, when the good Lord made us, He made certain that everybody had different types of gifts. At least every 10,000 people had different types of gifts, because nothing would get done if you didn't have different types of gifts. You have a gift. You have something. Every one of you that's watching this, you have something that throughout life, or even as you're getting into your life now, that you can do better than 10,000 other people. You are extremely important to our society. And I'm asking you to not squander that. Don't get down and be depressed and feeling hopeless and like it's all over and there's nothing for me in life. There is. Accept the gift you were given, the thing that you're good at. It may be that you are just one of those people and your gift is you smile and you're happy and you make other people feel good. That is a gift.
Gary, you remember the example of the lady who told us, well, I never really did accomplish anything because all I ever wanted to do was be a mother. And you were like, good heavens, you did accomplish something. You may have accomplished more than anybody. If you were a mother and a good mother and raised your kids, what more could you do? That's a gift.
And she may have set the standard for the next great leader of the world. Who knows? But yes, that is a gift. I couldn't do it. There is no way I could be a stay-home mother. Hardest job in the universe. And guess what? The one that probably gets the least recognition. And that's the tragedy of it. Let's take a break and we'll be right back.
Great opening to the program, and it certainly does give us time to think. And if you're having trouble thinking of what your gift is, ask your spouse, ask a friend, someone around you. I'll guarantee you they know what it is. Stay with us. Gary C. Johnson returns with Simply the Law right after this. People are asking, what is judo law? Judo is a martial art that uses the opponent's strength to defeat them by not opposing it directly. Gary C. Johnson created a method of practicing law based upon that principle. It worked so well, he named it judo law. To see the results, go to GaryCJohnson.com. To have Gary and his team of judo lawyers go to work for you, dial pound HURT. This is an advertisement. Welcome back into Simply the Law. During the break, we were just kind of having a little chat here in the studio about all of the people around you, just doing a quick survey. Think about it. Every one of them has a certain talent, and you see it. And to you, it's amazing because what they can do, you can't do. But you pointed out that's how the good Lord made us. We all didn't get the same gifts.
That's right. It would have been bad if He had made us all have the same gifts, because nothing would have got done. Everything would have been the same thing. But anyhow, my friends, you have a gift. Use it. Get away from that depression and all the things that's dragging you down to nothing. You are extremely important. We, as a society, need you, and we need you to use your gift. Period. And if you do, you will understand and get a feeling for just how important you really are. Okay? Okay, let's go to the computer. I got some stuff I want to run over with you guys. There's a number in case any of you need to call us. There we are at Lexington. There's our Lexington office. www.garycjohnson.com. In general, please, my friends, check your insurance policy and make sure you have UNDER insurance that protects you and your family. Very, very, very important. Now, how do you deal with debt collectors during the pandemic? Good question, right?
Oh, no, it's a great question.
I decided to do a little research on it, and I looked up I went to the Google, naturally, and I found this little article dealing with debt collectors during the pandemic and what they can and can't do. One of the things is that nobody can collect a student debt from you. I've got a video I want to show you. Let's go to it.
Falling behind on your bills? Even if you owe more than you can handle, you still have rights. Most legit debt collectors follow the rules, but bad debt collectors don't. They break the law. So if you get a call like this,
if you don't pay, we will have you arrested and deported.
Or this
is your final warning. Pay up now or we'll contact your employer and make them pay.
Hang up and report it to the Federal Trade Commission. You have the right to be treated fairly no matter what. That means debt collectors can't use abusive language, threaten violence, or harass you. Or call you before 8 in the morning or after 9 at night. They can't lie or pretend to be someone they're not.
I'm an attorney and will take legal action if you don't pay this debt right away.
Or get you to pay a debt that doesn't even exist. They can't have you arrested or deported or tell anyone about your debt. Bad debt collectors like to knock you off your guard to get an advantage, create a sense of urgency, and rush you. They'll say anything to get you to pay right now. Instead, hang up and report it to the Federal Trade Commission at ftc.gov/complaint. We've stopped a lot of bad debt collectors. Help us stop more. For more information about debt collection, visit consumer.gov/debt.
And there's the article where that came from, dealing with debt collectors during the pandemic, in case any of you want to Google it and see the video again. It's a tough time out there right now, my friends. It's not easy, especially during this COVID pandemic. I hope that may be of a little bit benefit to you.
You know what troubles me about this? The pandemic came along. You've got hardworking people. You know, we were talking earlier about how tough it is on moms. Well, a lot of moms work and are moms too. And some of them are even single moms, and they've lost jobs because restaurants have closed or whatever their company was that they were working at. They've been put out of work at no fault of their own, and yet you've got a video showing us how people are preying upon them, pressuring them, even in times of debts that they don't even owe. That really is troubling.
If you want to have some happiness, you have to be positive. And you have to have a positive outlook. That doesn't mean that there's not people that are cruel in the world. That doesn't mean there's not people that would prey upon you if they were given the opportunity to do so. I saw a little article, a blurb that come by, where that this man, he was a veteran on the way to the VA, was on a bus, and he had a heart attack. And the first thing that happened was this young man stole his money. Instead of trying to help him, this young man stole his money.
Wow.
Now that is the ultimate in cruelty in this world. It's out there, we have to deal with it, but we can't let it be the defining thing in our lives. The defining thing in our lives is your family and your friends and your attitude that you're taking with you wherever you go. And to the extent you possibly can, it needs to be a positive attitude. This cup should be half full, not half empty. But then again, the task I'm giving you folks aren't necessarily easy. The gratitude one that I talked to you about earlier is not easy. Understanding your own self-worth. If you've never ever used it and you have squandered and not paid attention to that gift you have, that special thing, then it's not going to be easy for you to find it. You're going to have a pretty rough time. But if you do, it'll be the most wonderful thing in the world that'll ever happen to you.
You know, you have pointed out that it is a percentage, that 98% of the people that are out there are good people who want to do the right thing. There's a 2% of the people who are not good people, who are doing the bad thing. Unfortunately, in the media, it seems like now all we hear about is the 2%, and it's easy to get bogged down by that.
It's probably more like 1%.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people do each of you know that's just mean, that would steal and would harm somebody? You don't. I guarantee you, you probably don't know anybody that's that way.
As compared to how many people do you know that would give you the shirt off their back, that would stop and help you, that would offer you to come into their homes, all of that?
That's right. It's not. This country is safe and it's in good shape, contrary to what the media would have you to believe. Every one of you that's watching this show, you absolutely are good, decent people that would not harm a fly, would never steal, would never cheat, would never lie. Good people. Now that's the majority, the vast majority of people in this country. There is no anarchy, there is no, you've got a criminal element, you've got gangs, no question about that. And that's why we have our law enforcement, and that's why we need to support our law enforcement to deal with those people. But we should not be afraid to live our lives, because you're safe, very safe compared to any other place in the world. We're going to take a break and we're going to come right back.
Stay with us, because we're going to be back to wrap up Simply the Law right after You See This with Gary C. Johnson. Eastern Kentucky, southern West Virginia, and southwest Virginia. It can be a tough territory to reach when it comes to marketing. We can help. We can also help you find your identification. And we have plenty of services to do it and a lot of experience behind us, over 37 years. In fact, we've either booked or sold nearly $70 million in advertising in this region. You need a new voice, a new idea, a new concept? Casebolt Marketing. We're ready to go to work for you today. Our motto is nothing happens until you make it happen. So let's get started today. Welcome back into Simply the Law. You ended that segment with it's hard to be positive, but please try. And I'm in the break and I'm saying, you know, Gary, so many people have been affected by this pandemic, and now you've got these debt collectors or people who would try to cheat them. And I made the statement to you, I don't even know how these people are making it without work, the kids not in school, trying to take care of everything, pay the bills, and you looked at me and said, unfortunately, they're not making it.
And that's the tragedy of it. But, my friends, it'll be okay in the long run, because this is America. We went through the Great Depression. I didn't, thank goodness. I wasn't born then. But when you hear and look and read about what the World War II the people went through, it'll be okay. This is America. There's still a lot of opportunity here. And I guess the thing I'm saying to you, and the reason I did the thing on the self-worth, is those of you that aren't making it, find that thing inside of you that you have as your gift and use it to go forward. Don't get beat down to nothing, because life will do it to you. Oh, life will beat you down to nothing, and just like that. It'll come at you in every different direction. But if you've got your base laid with your gift, with a thing that you have that you can do, then it doesn't matter what life throws at you, you'll be okay.
You know, you're right. Life does come at you and it can beat you down. And if you've got negative people around you, that even makes it worse. But with this gift, I wonder if our friends were to ask their circle of friends, what is my gift? You think they would be surprised with the answer and the talent and the ability that their close friends or relatives sees in them that they have yet to acknowledge?
I think you'll be amazed, my friend, at what the people around you will tell you you're good at. That you may be able to fix anything going and coming. What a talent, huh? And you may be saying, well, I'm trying to go down here and be this other profession, but really my talent is I can fix anything.
I told on the radio the other day, Gary and I sometimes are riding together and he'll say, okay, Keith, here's your little example. This is client A, this happened, client B did this, what do you see? And I'll look, and then I'll come up with an answer and he'll say, what about this? And as soon as he says it, I see it so clearly, but I couldn't see it until you told me what to look for. That's a gift.
That's the only gift I've ever had, is I can see what's in front of me.
But what a great gift to have.
I didn't realize it was a gift until many years into practicing law, actually. But I can generally see what's going on when I look at a circumstance. And it's served me well. It's enabled me to be able to come here and talk to you folks. And I'm delighted to have my gift. And I hope each of you will find yours and deal with it and be positive and understand it's okay and you are extremely important.
What I love about what you've done, you never on the radio or television say, this is the way it is. You put out this information, and what you ask me and all of our friends to do is think. Think about it, consider it, and make your own decision. And that's what you're doing with this. Think, find your gift, think about what it is.
Use that brain, and then if you want to become something, plant it right there. And never lose sight of it, and it'll happen. I promise you it will.
I guarantee you, we're going to hear from one of our friends that says, you know what, I've got a gift, I'm going to start using it, and that's going to be my new life, and they're going to be successful. You wait and see.
I believe that.
My friend, thank you so much for the information. Thank you so much for tuning in to Simply the Law. Gary and I both will show you the gratitude for that. We really appreciate it. And we look forward to seeing you again next week, right here at this same time. Thank you for watching Simply the Law, a program created by Gary C. Johnson. Until next week, may you be safe, blessed, and happy.